the map. Okay. Take Den back. That's good. Okay, let's go check on the boys. Back at the facility. Better. That's better. All right. Here we go. Dum 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 dum. Shh. Hmm. 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 Okay. I don't have anything to retrieve. Strange. Must retrieve orders first. I see a 0. Oh. That's kind of dumb. Uh. Yeah, I didn't even know I put a Q in there to begin with. Apparently I did. What's up, dude? Check Harlan's stockpile. Yo, what a witch. Great is good. How's this doing? All right, cooking dinner, nice. Just hopping on for a couple hours before the gym. Leaving trucks out. I'm not a fan. Two piece. What's happening? Oh, you guys doing? Huh. All right. Hit the bathroom real quick. Oh. All right. Let's get some stuff. Uno momento. Everybody, right? All right. Let's see. Another big ass push into Deadlands again, huh? Oh, looks like Ulster's about to go down. That's good. Marvin's just like no man's land, huh? I hope those guys start making some plays. It's just super quiet there at Mox. Yeah. Yeah, they're just kind of like, it's just weird how it's just holding out at Mox. It doesn't seem to be a. I don't know who's in Marvin this one. 1, 2 away. But hopefully those guys can start making some plays. I don't know how. Like, has Marvin been on defense this entire war since they've circled out Mox? I guess it is hard to push out there though, because they're kind of in the same situation we're at Lynn. Whereas the second they take Mox, I think it pops all the borders. I mean, when's going to be a good time though? I mean, is there ever going to be a good time to push 7 border bases simultaneously? Or, you know, that's the thing. Hey, it's going to come down to who blinks first, honestly. It's going to be whoever makes the first move. At this point, you can't live in fear of 7 border bases all the time. That's a fool's errand, because one side's going to make the play. I don't think so. It's like I said, it's just going to end up like how it is at Lynn and Mercy, at least. But I don't know. We're not zooing. Thank God we're not zooing though. I really don't like zooing, so I'm glad we're not. We're just biting the bullet and we just keep pushing. Guys, they're doing a really good job. Yeah, exactly. I mean, all you're doing is buying the enemy time so they can make the play. So they'll do it themselves, you know? Is what's going to happen. You're going to give them a foothold, and you're going to give them a jump-off point that's going to be pretty much, you know, if they get concrete and howitzers up there, it's going to get to a position where you're not going to break that line until, like, there's advanced tech. But by then, maybe they made their play, you know? They might show their hand. Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice too. That would be quite nice. What the boys doing here? How's our resources here? Oh, 100. Got a whole bunch of these now. Guess they're making a bunch of stuff. Is he making coke or sulfur? What's the cues here? I wish I knew what to make for an order. I guess I could set a queue here for that. Okay. Is the other things cooking stuff? Coal, coke. Okay. guess I'll just set a queue for all this for these guys. Liquefier. Not a order on it. This one. This one's got an order too. All right. Queues are set there. Yeah, it looks like Farinac, they're fighting pretty hard by the looks of it. It looks good. My God, they're going for latch again, dude. Man, that is an exercise in futility. They keep going for latch. I wonder why. Why do they keep doing that? That's wild to me. Yo. This looks good though. Alright, I'm gonna have to go base up in Prairie and take a look, see how the concrete's curing. Make sure the M-subs are all good. Nice, we just got Well Church and Endless. Endless is looking better. It looks like they're actually making some progress. Hopefully 420th and the boys and the rest of the guys up there can just hammer them, you know? If they do another day like today, like what they did yesterday, I think they could take it. It really seems like they're doing a good job. I mean, like I said, they just need to not push the ramp. That's the trick to Jade, is don't push the ramp. Oh yeah, I didn't even look at our dry dock situation. What is our... Well, we got stuff in production. That's good to see. That's good. All right. Yeah, don't lose Husk. But if you got to push into Farinac, though, the trick is Mara and Scythe. It really is. Just a little. It's just a short one today before I go to the gym. I'll do my normal length stream tonight. Been trying to double down on my stream time when I get the opportunity. You know, just trying to build it. I'm really gonna try to. I'm trying to build my stream as much as possible. I want to stream as much as possible between now and Airborne, and just build the stream up have it be as strong as possible come Airborne, because I feel like Airborne, the game's gonna really blow up, and I want to be right there with it. You know, my stream is basically grown with the game, so you know. Sometimes I'll stream U-Boat though if I'm in the mood, but I figure, building the stream at this point is just going to be consistency. Just pound the hours, just put the hours in, grind it. So, but I'd like to, I want to pull those. Oh, I'll pull some serious numbers come Airborne. I feel like Airborne will give a chance for my stream to blow up with it. So, to go from Claustra to Stilican, yeah, ideally, yeah, it would be. You're probably going to have to do that sans border bases, though. That's going to have to be like what they're doing in Mara right now. They're pushing without border bases. They're just trying to sneak in a bunker, and finding a place to push in. It's not easy to do, but yeah, see, that they just tried to do it in Mara and it backfired. I mean, it was a good strategy. It was a good attempt, though. They tried to get into Mara from the side, and nice. Yeah, I moved up we probably shipped up like 50 or so, 50, 60 crates yesterday into Lynn. We used a lot last night, so we kept pumping those out with that. Right, we rode that wave for as long as possible. It was really good. But yeah, I mean, ideally, but yeah, what you're saying, Carlos. Yeah, ideally you do go in from Claustra, like you try to basically push. You could try to push like Old Morn and Volpine, and then you try to like seal this off. The only thing that's gonna be a problem is holding Volpine's gonna be tough if the Wardens have boats, because then they can bring in frigates right here and make it really, really tough to tap Volpine Watch now. But I mean, they could still push here and cut straight across, try to take Southwind and hold these roads, and that essentially starves out Brackish and Sid Falls, and then they're relying only on Waterlogy, and maybe you can send like maybe a sub or two out here to hunt those ships, but you know. Yeah, Koopa's with us this time. Ace, yeah, he's with us this war. He's on the good guy side. He saw the light. Yeah, it's Kali vacation. We get a couple guys that take Kali vacations here, so Cuba's doing it, Bender from FMAT's doing it. Yeah. Till air update, nice. Nerf shot, dude, no kidding. Redo shotguns. Get rid of both shotguns. Bring back the Brasa. That's what I say. Bring back Brasa. The Brasa was the perfect shotgun. There was nothing wrong with it. It was perfect. It was like a good mix between the Dragonfly and the Pillory. It was a 2-shot, sometimes a 1-shot, and the range was like the range was like 9 meters. It was perfect. It was like barely, you know, it wasn't that far. Yeah, I missed the Brasa too, man. My favorite gun. The shotguns didn't need a rework. They really didn't need a rework. I don't know why they felt like they had to ruin a good thing. The shotguns were fine. They were just a hard skill level. It was just skill cap is all it was. It was just you needed some skill in order to use it. That was it, but it was a perfectly good weapon. I don't mind the suppression. On the heavy machine guns. I just hate the suppression from submachine guns. I'm really, really disagreeing with that. Because rifles are just no longer really usable unless you can shadow dance. I mean, unless you can do that fast acting shadow dance hipfire stuff. Rifles are just not a good weapon to use anymore, you know? It's all about the submachine guns and shotguns right now. So go. Finally. Proper uniform. Ugh. Finally feel normal. Okay. How are the guys up there? Up there? They're fine. Ulcers looking, the push ulcers looking good. Yeah. Let me see. Suppression is fine on 12. Yeah, 12-7. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the fact that submachine guns are suppressing rifles is a little much. I mean, that comes with new systems, though. I mean, there's just going to be fine tuning. Just takes time. I mean, I don't hate the suppression system. It just takes, a little time to, tune them. is really what it's coming down to. There's a fuel guy over here. There is. Although I will say the lag, I mean, for me personally, the lag in rubber banding has been actually really good. I've felt very little lag and rubber banding in combat. It's almost non-existent for me on my end. That's just my personal experience with it. It's been very solid. Obviously it doesn't apply to everyone, but that, because it could be different depending on where you are and what kind of internet you have. But I've been really happy. I've been very happy with the state of the picked up some imps there. I mean, we've been having some. I've been having some help. I've been having some great fights in Lynn and have had zero lag while streaming on 2 different things. Yeah, I mean, I'm only lag the only time I was getting problems was my bitrate stuff with LOM has been great. I guess it's probably just servers, just fine tuning servers. I mean, we've been having some hellishly big fights up here in Lynn Mercy. We've got the second highest kill count in the map, and that means that there's been a lot of dudes fighting up here and a lot of stuff. Bring some stuff over there. There goes. I think Faranac is first. I believe it's Faranac. Let me double check. I think Faranac is definitely the highest kill count. I think it's like 131. 121. Yeah, it's 121. 121k to 118k in Faranac. Lynn Mercy is second place with 160k to 104k. Colostra is third place with 105k to 92k, and then Endless Shore is fourth with 100k, 111k. Actually, I guess technically Endless would be higher than Colostra, so Endless is third. Actually, you know what? No, that actually would make. No, Endless is second, actually, because if you add up total kills, only 210k killed in Lynn Mercy. There's 211k killed in Endless. So yeah, Endless is second highest. So yeah, good point. Lynn's fine. Lynn's fine. We're pushing Ulster right now. We gotta bring some B-mats still up there, though. Making sure they're good. They're getting pushed a little bit from an encampment. It looks like they're holding up, though. Has Endless been resetting? They actually just made a good attempt on Mara in Faranac, so I think as long as they keep trying to work around the bridge and river and come in from King's Cage, I think that could help a lot. I think they need to take out Den of Knaves to get that border base. So yeah, I think hopefully today ends up being another good day. It looks like today is we're holding the Wardens off today, which is good to see. You know what I mean? So they're not advancing. It's kind of just the line's holding. I mean, they obviously push back in Lynn, but that's just going to go back and forth until we finally push into you know, Stone Cradle or the moors, like more on a more permanent basis, which I think we can do. I think we could definitely do that. Apparently, Nod and company tried to make a big play into Lena Mercy today, and they end up getting the boot pretty quick, from what I understand, which is good to see.
Yo, Jamaline.
Yo. Yo, guys. Alright. Alright. Gonna bring some more B-mats. Kind of hoping we have a truck in Lynn. I'll just bring him a whole truckload. More days off from any country, so we're gonna be hard to tell. Yeah, it'll be this weekend should be an interesting one. Hopefully it's good for the collies. We've been doing really well on the weekend, so weekends have been more beneficial for Greenman. I noticed that during not a Warden weekend is not as packed, at least in yeah, Wardens have not had good weekends in months. Like, I'm saying months. They haven't had a solid weekend in a while. It's been, I mean, you gotta assume that demographics will shift over time. So, you know, I think it's just, you know, collies have pulled more maybe younger players, and so maybe that's why we get the kind of the buff on the weekend, because I don't know, maybe less people are out of work or whatever. I couldn't tell. But the weekends have been very, very good for Colonials. Wardens have been a Monday group. Mondays have been a brutal day. With the Wardens can push hard. I'm not sure why. It's such a weird day to have a high pop day, but Mondays Mondays and Wednesdays have typically been really, really strong Warden high pop days, where they just, you know, seriously outnumber. I'm not sure why that one day is like that. I'm gonna see if I can hopefully we get some trucks in our stockpile here in Prairie for the Horde. Nope. No, whatever. Keep running these. There's no one on right now, so I was like, you know, there's not much else to do. I'll just run some Logi, do some base maintenance and stuff like that. Well, we have guys on, but they're it's our facility guys. They're all cooking. Oh, Tony's on. Let me get him in. Who's not on today? Andrew's not on today. Go. What's up, Tony?
Hey guys.
Good to see you, man.
I'm back.
Brother tells me you got bit by the fishing bug.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Addicted as hell.
it's fun. Yeah, I like fishing.
And you live in Florida, right?
No, yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's like a
I've
cheat
some
code out there.
got some good stuff. Caught some sharks and stuff.
Ooh. Damn.
Caught like a 4-foot lemon shark once. It was pretty cool.
Damn. I caught an alligator gar.
That's a good size fish.
That's
I haven't had too much shark. It was catch and release. I released it, but dude, it took me 45 minutes to fight that shark, man. 45 minutes. Took forever. That was a hell of a fight, man. I
Building
was
some defenses out, which that got burned down.
ooh.
yeah. Oh shit, they're doing they're there now. You need a fire truck?
Oh shit, they are here again. Fuck.
Yeah.
No, I have a fire truck. Good call. I'll go do it.
Vic is there right now. Just pulled in. I'll try to find a fire truck here at
It's right at the town hall.
okay. Thought I saw it on the way up.
Someone might have already got to it, actually. I was gonna say, they came in with like 4 flame tanks earlier after we pushed back their op. They tried to do a push bob and stuff, and we just shoved them right out of the hex, and they came back with 4 flame tanks, set everything on fire, and then left. I think he killed the guy. Oh!
Sorry, dude.
All good.
So, oh, thank you, thank you. Oh, it's already out. It is raining here, so it's gonna be really hard for them to catch stuff on fire.
Yeah, they definitely tried, but they haven't really been successful. They did kill a few metas earlier, just by sheer amount of how much they set on
Yeah,
fire.
it's out. It's out. Yeah, it'd be real tough. This is like a tier 2 rainstorm, so it's not gonna be easy for them to actually catch anything on fire.
Alright, back to rebuilding the meta piece.
I'll bring some what do you call them, Ignifus up here for town hall. You'll need them.
We've been using their cutlers. They donated a bunch of cutlers to us. We killed like 6 Vicks earlier.
Yeah.
When they made a huge, they really tried to push. I mean, they ended up succeeding with killing most of us there, but we pushed them out of this part of the hex, which was nice.
Oh, thank you, Paranoid, and thank you, Grumples, for the follows, guys. Thank you, guys.
Well,
sorry I didn't get to catch those right away, but thank you for following. Appreciate it. Welcome.
That they're gonna take it.
Yeah, it's fine. They're oh shit, they're really overrunning with there.
Yeah, they've been RDing it from across the river, and they have a push bob to the northeast.
Shit.
QRF needed. I'm on my way.
Yeah, we need QRF to live there. Whoa, hard crash. Oh god, dude. Seriously? On the bridge? That's gonna be fun. Wow. Neat. That was real neat. Thanks, dude. Thanks, Foxhole. Hope not. I want my Jeep. I got my Jeep full of shit. No whammies. I'll spawn back in the Jeep. That was weird. Dude, I get to be pissed. He's not gonna be able to pull back. Maybe I get lucky and be right there. Nope. We get spawned with there, hopefully. Sorry about the Jeep. DC'd. Damn. Yeah. Yeah, we do. Actually, yeah.
Push up, guys.
Oof, barely got that in. And really hope some dudes show up to help. That's wild. Went from like 4 or 5 guys pushing to now it's like a full-on artillery push. Yeah, they do call it the HOI4, yeah. It's nerve-wracking trying to get it in there. You know, it's not easy. I'm gonna try to keep running B-mats there. They're gonna need it. Barely made it out of there the first time. I don't think I got hit by anything, but that RPG almost got me. So I like using Jeeps when I'm like, when it's under like heavy fire like this. Jeeps are good because they're maneuverable. They can kind of go off road when you need them to, and they're a smaller target. You can't move obviously as much stuff, but they get the job done. Okay. Guys are starting to show up. Let me hit the bathroom real quick. He's using it. So much damn water today. Yeah, yeah. Those little bit of BMATs. I mean, well, they have to. They've got the. Oh man, they're pushing fingers again. What was that? The. Damn it. Yeah, they did a looks like a little boat to get out or something. Oh, I'm actually bleeding too. I didn't realize that. Guess I did take some hits. Now I just look badass. It's crazy how the environment changes, how the environment dictates how fast you can move. Like, this mud is definitely slowing everyone down. Kind of a good thing, though. It's slowing down their infantry, too. I'll try to bring up some crates of barbed wire on the next run, and how you doing up there, Tony? Is it holding? Cam, you up there? You guys good? Sorry.
Man, it's heavy on the front.
A little bit. Barely made that. Alright. See if I can bring some crates of barbed wire up. Looks like guys are QRFing. Guys are pushing back. Okay. Oh, they need AT. Bring AT and SMGs. Yeah, there's not many dudes on, but we're just running supply. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I do when there's like when none of our dudes are on, I'll just run supply. I've actually been enjoying it this war, running stuff. off of combat time. Yeah, not too many guys on. No, a lot of guys are at work right now. Yeah, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so a lot of our dudes are North American, so they're all at work right now. Like midday. Yeah, no, yeah, that's all. Saw the thing. Mm. Oh, I did take some damage. I thought I took some damage. We gotta really work on stock on our... Oh, Relic War? I never get to... I get to play a couple Relic Wars. Never get to play a Dead Harvest. I came in... the first war I ever did was like the right after the last Dead Harvest they ever did, which was war like 78 or 77. And I came in at war 79. And so I just missed the last Dead Harvest war. They'll come out with a game, like they'll come out with their own. That'll be its own AP, I guarantee it. Yeah. I'm gonna go to Fairmore and get some AT. Well, we'll have to get our guys though. We have to get other drivers for the trains because the facility guys aren't going to be running like, you know, they can't do facility and logistics. So we're going to have to pick up that slack. I think, Godly. We're going to have to get our guys to start running trucks and trains. That way we don't overburden. The facility guys shouldn't have to focus on making all the product and delivering all the product. They should just focus on making the product, and then our frontline guys can work on delivery. We need to get in a better routine of that to support the facility guys. That's always been a main area of opportunity for us, is that our frontline guys who do strictly combat got to get into more rotation of deliverance supply. I think at the very least bringing up a truckload or two before going into combat. Yeah. If we can get more of our guys to just do I mean, what the train delivery from Heartlands to Fairmore, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe. I mean, it's not too bad. So I think we should get our frontline guys in the habit of doing some deliveries. Just that's why I've been focusing more on it this war, to, you know, kind of do a lead by example. Hopefully more of our frontline guys will take initiative on it and start just running a couple. They're not asking for guys just to run truckloads for hours like I do, but you know, if we see a need on the front to, you know, go grab a truck and bring some shit up, would be very handy, and it would help out the facility guys a lot, so it doesn't take time out of their day to deliver. Throw that in. Come on, Leo. Thank God. Okay. What else they need up there? It's 762. Any new player? So what I found with streaming is just consistency. The biggest thing is consistency. If I personally prefer streams where the streamer has a camera, because you want to get to know the streamer as a person. I mean, and yeah, you can stream without a camera, and that's fine. I mean, if you don't have, if you're camera shy or whatever. But I do recommend over time, either trying to be, because think about it, like people are investing time into watching you as a person, as an entertainer, as a streamer. So connection is through the face, right? It's not just through the voice; it's also through the face. It's how we connect in conversation. That's why in-person meetings are more fruitful than over the phone meetings and conversations. And another thing I was pushed on was consistency. Just doing it regularly at around the same time each time you do it, and it's just plugging in the hours. It's just consistency. It's just, if you're constantly around, and eventually people will begin to connect, and they'll begin to invest time in. But it starts slow. I mean, when I started, man, it took a month or so before I really started seeing, like, the first few times I streamed, I barely had one, maybe two people, and then one day, boom, I got raided by Hans, and then boom, my stream took off, like, all of a sudden. And then people were like, "Oh man, you're a pro wrestler," and I had, like, luckily I had a hook. I had a cool hook. Being a pro wrestler is it's unique. So, and I've done a little bit of national TV stuff, so I had a little bit of exposure, like on a national stage for pro wrestling, and having that little hook, I think, helped a lot. But yeah, and just I think being conversational helps. Even when there's no one watching, just talking, because I mean, even if people don't chime in, even if they really don't chime in, it's relatively, it's still about, I don't know, I feel like streaming is kind of about having a conversation, right? And you're basically, I'm hanging out with you guys, right? So we're it's just conversating and trying to find some fun stuff to put out there. And I just happen to be I got super lucky with this game. Like, I found a game that I'm extremely passionate about, that I'm halfway decent at, that I built a pretty solid reputation as a solid Foxhole player. And I just, lucky, man, just super lucky to be able to do this. But it's a lot of fun. I mean, I like it. I like streaming. I like hanging out and talking with everyone and meeting everybody. Yep. Master Yapper helps, man. I'm a talker, so it helps. I can. Yeah. Oh yeah, Rado. Yep. That's a pretty consistent thought among a lot of players, though. If every frontline person brought at least like one truck worth of Logi every day, just to their front, is like, I like to see it as.
Hammering.
I got more stuff. Oh, I got anti-tank and some rifle ammo coming. I saw you guys are. How's your BMAT situation?
1K.
Okay, I'll bring more, but I'm bringing you some 7.62 and some anti-tank. They got the bunker down that was pushing. Bandages, you got it.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, just it's just, you'll never know unless you try. That's the thing. You never want to question. You never want to have that question burning in the back of your head, like, could I have done something with this? Like, attempt. I mean, even if nothing comes of it, at least you do it. And the thing about streaming is, it's free, it's easy, and you can do it. I mean, you never know what kind of audience you can build, and unless you actually do it. That's the thing. I find that I don't know, like, being I think it helps to, like, have a, I don't know, being nice, actually, I think has gotten me a lot further. You could play a character and, like, do a gimmick. I mean, there's always gimmicks that can be done in streaming, like in wrestling. People can click the characters and you can be, like, over the top, or be a dick, or whatever. But I've always found that just being nice has actually gotten me pretty good. It's got me a lot further. Yeah, I think a lot of people try too hard to be, you know, an over-the-top kind of character, and sometimes I don't know if that clicks with everyone.
Thank you, Jimbo.
Cool. I'll bring you some BMATs and medical.
Sir.
Burn the fuel. But yeah, I mean, you know, everyone has their thing. I feel like everyone has something that can draw people in. You know, everyone has some sort of a talent or something that draws or, you know, makes you different and unique, and you know, it's just finding that thing, finding your thing, and that's always a fun kind of it's always a fun kind of search too, finding your thing. Like I said, I'm very fortunate. I got to do this. Kitty really pressed on me. She been bugging me for a year or two before I even started streaming. She's like, you need to stream. She's like, you know, she's always had a good knack for streaming herself, and you know, she's been doing it a long time, and you know, she knew how to set it up for me and get the whole ball rolling, and she taught me she literally taught me pretty much everything, how to keep a schedule, like kind of conversational flow, you know, those kind of things. I kind of mimicked how she would do her streams and stuff, and how she was really good at like conversation and keeping it rolling. She's super funny too, so that always helped too. The Ixion, the tankette. I don't mind the tankette. It's useful in its situations depending on what you need it for. I prefer the 50 cal. It's great infantry control. It's pretty useful even in the late game. You need that 50 cal is nice, especially when you don't have scorpions. Yep, that's right, Kitty. That is right. The warden ones, yeah, it's a little bit more mobile. I like the tankette though, because it's got a better armor profile, so it's a little bit tougher, and it has a better bounce chance for stuff. Like I bounced a Predator's 94.5 shot only once. It's typically a death sentence, but I did bounce one once. That was pretty cool. Just needed up there. Bags too. Do they have a border base up there too, or an encampment?
1 second.
They're spawning from somewhere, but their bunker's down. These shirts up there too. I don't think so. The bridge is cut. That bridge is cut. They're coming from the CPAS area, but their bunker's down, so they must have an encampment, or they have something else up there. I'm not sure what it is. I'll tell you. All right. 1 second to get it. Damn. Right. You guys good?
I got a captured tankette with them.
You got a You got an Ignifus there. I brought some.
Oh yeah.
$30 mil or 50 cal. Think it.
It's a machine gun. It's a 50 cal.
Yeah.
I just spawned in Lockmore because they really need some shots at first
Where's
line
my boy?
bunkers.
Yeah. Oh, church. Okay. Are you still shelling with artillery too?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Kitty wants to make some more emotes for the stream. Dude, this mud is very slow.
So, we go.
Alright. Shit, shirts. Yeah, I'll bring some shirts over. They have enough to last till I get back.
Got some shirt.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get shirts. Rosen, can you run some shirts too? Still there?
Yeah, I'm also running shirts. And
What
and
is
they
that?
could use some, 762.
It's was it the tank pad? What do they call it? I'm not sure which one it is. I don't remember. Oh, the base tank? Oh, yeah, it's Falchion. Yeah, it's Falchion. That's a standard, like, MPF tank. We're out of fuel, too, man. Damn. Already filled up twice doing these runs. Right, come on. Damn, dude. Well, that's not good. There's no shirts in Oh, they got shirts in. All right, good.
Oh,
No, they got some shirts in. I have to go to
Yeah,
Fairmore.
that's-
Yeah, I have to go to Fairmore and get more shirts.
are you at Lockmore?
And Prairie. I was running down to Fairmore and get some. All right.
Killed the thing.
Can't get said. Good.
Mm.
Good. Oh, looks like you got a
That should
good
take
amount
some
of.
pressure off.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, looks like you guys are actually overpowering them now, number wise. As long as if you get that encampment down, then this push is done. All I have to do is focus, just try to get guys to focus that encampment.
Try to rally them.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Gonna try to fix that, hopefully. It's just not easy to, they kind of have to put the bunker on the south side of the relic to keep everything alive and stuff. Doing like this, like, last minute seat of your pants logi delivery, but it's gonna be a tough one. Oh, absolutely. Love me some half tracks. Yeah, could definitely use some armor up here. Armor would be pretty handy just to control their infantry. It's just their infantry that's pouring in. Between the infantry and it's just artillery. They're not really pushing in much armor. It's just infantry. And infantry's just being a pain in the ass. The only problem is that a lot of them have cutlers. I'm gonna try to bring up some more shirts and we'll get some more B-mats up there too. I think we got plenty of supply down here. It's just getting it front.
Hey, Chamberlain.
Yo, what's up, dude?
Your queue in the small infantry arms fact, what is it? Do you remember?
Oh, officer uniforms.
That's what I figured. Okay.
It didn't work. There was nothing turned on. I just
No,
Yeah.
I know. I just looked at the power. I saw your.
yeah.
was on
I
there,
set
saw
queues.
it.
I set queues on all the other refineries and stuff for you too. I saw a couple of them were low.
Okay.
What do I need? Shirts. Shirts. Wow. Damn, we're out of shirts here too. Do I have to go all the freaking Heartlands, man? Okay, no, I have to go to Mercy's Wish. At least I don't have to leave the hex. Just gotta drive the other side of it. Alright. I gotta get shirts. Gotta get death at the front. I do not. I'm pretty much going to be at the moment. You can park it at the at the Bell base, the Taco Bell base. For now, I'm pretty much until more dudes get on. I mean, we only have like four. We only have 3 guys, and 2 of them are doing building right now. Like Tony's repairing Lethair and Ham's repairing Outwitch, and then I'm running Logi, so I don't really have anybody to run with at the moment. So I'm pretty much just gonna be doing some logistics runs and hopefully some base maintenance up there. All right. Yeah, absolutely. We need some for the gunboat. All right. It's got a little bit of a drive, but it's not too bad. There we go. Yeah, no enemy armor. No, there's no enemy armor. It's just yeah, machine gun would be best. Got him going on the back foot. Need more B-mats and shirts. Really hope I get some more B-mats. Very. Got enough. Yep. You can run some more B-mats up there. Alright. Oh, I don't know. Oh, the Typhon? Typhon's not bad. Love a Typhon for armor. So much fun. Yeah, you are. Sorry, dude. Oops. He's right there, Jim. Yep, after 2 weeks, yep. All right. Fun little drive. All right, let's. What do you call it? What do you call blue after went on a diet? Light blue. But cha. Oh, the hoplites. Yeah, there's a couple public hoplite places. I think there's one in Paramore. Pretty sure. Right south of the factory, I'm pretty sure there's some public pads there. Handman's court back, that's good. Alright. Well, it looks like we are hanging on. We're getting old, Captain. And I really hope we start pumping out some boats. Feels like it's been forever since I've been in a submarine. More shirts coming. Man, it's just nonstop. Like, I feel like I'm gonna catch up on some stuff, and then I look and shirts are low, B mats are low. I'm gonna have to do shirts, B mats, back to shirts. The way they're burning through them. Though they are burning through a lot of artillery for. They are doing a good job up there. A little bit. Oh man, this game has ruined sleep schedules. At the moment, I was using a Jeep because I needed the mobility of it. The Taurine, I wouldn't say no to a Taurine though. At this point, I think we've got them pushed far enough back. I've been using a Jeep because it was under heavy artillery fire, and I needed to be able to move around because they had infantry like almost right on top of the relic, and I was delivering supply like under heavy fire. So I kind of needed the mobility, but yeah, heavy truck wouldn't be bad. I could move more in mass. Guys there. Thank you, dude. Very much appreciated. All right, 2 guns there too. 2 to know. We're gonna move up some shells later today. Hopefully get some artillery rolling on them.
Let's go. Let's go, boys.
Go north,
Yeah.
go north.
Good luck, boys.
God damn it.
Got more shirts. You guys should be good.
Last one.
All right, they got shirts and they got B mats for a minute. I was getting nervous there. Look, some guys just brought some truckloads. What's happening yet? Damn. Looks like Woodbine's in. Yeah. Well, looks like dudes are abandoning their bases, which is never a good sign. You gotta stick it out, man. That's the thing. If you build it, you gotta maintain it. You can't just abandon it just because it's, you'll lose some pieces. It's a newer regiment from Charlie though. They gotta learn that they can't just be like, all right, throw their hands in the air, be like, all right, we're abandoning this, we're done. And then they move to their other bunker that's down the line that will absolutely get rolled. Like, we're only maintaining this one now, and it's like, you do realize it's facing the wrong direction. They're gonna steamroll that, like, as soon as they steamroll your other part of the base. All right. What else is needed? See, it's not even that bad. Oh, they didn't put any howitzers around their bunkers. Ooh, they have all those bunkers and no howitzers around them. Damn. Interesting. Interesting. Ooh, Ulcer's looking good though. Nice. Yeah, but it looks like they didn't put any howitzers around their bunker core, so yeah, their bunker cores got rolled. They're new though. I mean, what can you do? They're learning the hard way. It's the only thing you can do is let your core. I mean that's how I lost my first like dozen bases, was just getting smoked by artillery and not understanding the importance of counter artillery and howitzers. I would always forget to put like howitzer defense up. Oh, made that mistake a lot at the beginning. Okay. What's the medical's okay? They're good there. B-mets are good.
Does the facility need anything like petrol or heavy oil, anything like that?
You have to check with. You have to check with the
yeah, the Ford.
Cole. Yeah, Cole, the Ford group. Check with them. I'm sure they do. Ooh, it's looking good in Faranac though. Deadlands' QRF is holding. That's good. Marvin's doing good. Blosher's holding. Man, they're just hammering. They really do need to focus on giving us coastal guns. Howies can only be built directly off the bunker core structure. I know you can put them everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, as long as you have garrison tech, think of them like rifles and AT. You just typically put them behind your infantry defense. So you can attach them to, like, you can have like a halberd piece or a W piece, and you can have howitzers attached to that front piece. So the problem is that the MMM guys, they built all these bunkers, they built howitzers, but they put no howitzers around their bunkers. That's the important thing to do first and foremost, is get howitzers around your stuff. And then you need to make sure they're facing more or less the water. you have to gamble kind of, are you going to get pushed from land or are you going to get pushed from the sea? So if like where they were at Woodbine, they should have had them all facing the ocean, like, you know, some facing east, most of them facing southeast and south, and they would have been fine. But yeah, they didn't put any howler traps around their stuff. So that's the first thing you should put down for howitzers is the stuff protecting your bunker cores. But it looks like they didn't. So now they are paying that price. So they've lost two concrete cores so far. I mean, they still have tech that they can get around the place, but the thing is that they built like this big ass circle base, but they're like, oh, we're abandoning this part of the base, but like if this goes, the egg is cracked open and they're just gonna gut it from the inside. So they're like, we're only gonna maintain the stuff facing west, but it's not gonna matter because the attack is gonna come from the east. So it's just not the you can't just throw your hands up in the air and be like, oh well, I lost it, so screw it, you know, there's nothing else we can do. Like, I'm abandoning it, you guys need to take care of it now. It's like, nah man, you guys built it, you guys got to maintain it. Like, no one else is gonna pick up. Like, if you can't be I don't know, you can't be I mean, I get the frustration of losing a base, but you know, that shit happens, man. You can't just throw your hands up in the air and be like, all right, base is abandoned, I'm only gonna take care of the piece that I want to take care of, you know? Yeah. It's gonna be a hard lesson for him to learn. All right. You guys need some HE up there, is that what they're saying? Tony? HE. Get a couple crates of hydras and a couple crates of mammons. Tony, you still up there at Lothair? Well, either way, they're calling for it. Shit.
Guys, you guys doing anything?
I'm gonna bring up hydras and mammoths to live there.
Can you guys potentially spawn in? And we found a way to get to the artillery.
On the other side of the bridge?
Yeah. Smoke their pillbox.
Yeah,
right
they'll
through.
learn.
We might lose
Yeah.
a few guys.
Yeah, they're from Charlie. They're from Charlie. Yep, they're learning, you know, like that's why, you know, that was my only thing about Charlie, is that it's not going to teach, like, it sucks because like I get it, it's new player friendly, but this game is not new player friendly and it never will be. So I feel like you should just be thrown into the deep end right off the bat and learn that way. Like this game is never going to be new player friendly. It's always going to be like how you know, it's always going to reflect that experience is going to be, you know, inexperience, like how it reflects in an actual battlefield. Like, you know, veteran soldiers are always going to beat out new recruits, right? So the same thing applies to this game. So my only gripe with keeping Charlie open, outside of it being just an overflow server, I don't like the idea of it being the newbie server, because the newbie server, they're not going to learn the proper ways to actually defend your stuff. And it's funny because like a lot of the guys on Charlie who are trying to gatekeep it are like, oh, well, we don't do this on Charlie and we don't do that on Charlie and we're never going to do, you know, this stuff is stupid. Like, I don't want to be in a try hard server. I'm like, dude, it's not that. It's just once those people in Charlie, those new players, once they learn the tricks of the trade from the primary hard mode, like the actual server of Able, they're going to go back to Charlie and they're going to use that stuff on you, and they're going to stomp your nuts. Like, they're going to just absolutely beat the shit out of you because you're not going to know how to counter it because you guys refuse to, listen to the rest of everyone else being like, hey, maybe you guys should do this, instead of the other thing. But you guys want to do things your way, but it's like, you can do things your way if you want to, it's your game, but you're still going to lose because if you don't use certain things, like people were griping about putting barbed wire down on a beach, and the guy was like, I'm so glad we don't do this shit on Charlie. That try hard shit is the reason why I don't play on Charlie, and leave Able for all the tryhards. And I'm like, dude, it's barbed wire on a beach. You're telling me that once players figure out how good barbed wire works for stopping naval invasions, you don't think they're gonna not start spamming that on beaches? Because I promise you they will. The second they learn it, they're gonna start spamming the shit out of that. And like anything else, they're gonna crawl before they walk and walk before they run, but eventually they're all gonna learn to run, and then you're still gonna be crawling because you want to cling to this easy mode mindset. And I'm like, this is not that game. Like, this is not an easy game. And I feel like it's just better. I even tell new players, I'm like, don't go to Charlie because you're not really doing yourself any favors because you're not really going to learn. Like, you'll learn the mechanics of the game, but you're not going to learn the game. You're not going to learn how to actually foxhole. You're going to get stomped by veterans because they're going to see every single weakness in everything you do, and they're going to find a way to exploit that and wipe you out. Yeah, bad habits. Now, Charlie can teach. The thing I do like about Charlie, though, is the aggressive play style. I very much like that about Charlie. Like, they didn't really have the gear fear and all that, which is a pretty big problem on Able. Oh, this game is super brutal. That's why I love it, though, Zero. I love this game because it's unforgiving. It's unforgiving, unrelenting, never gets easier. It's always hard. This game is always difficult. There's never an easy day, Yeah, Charlie is good for infantry. If Charlie is good for infantry gameplay, and that's it. But once it comes down to base building, tank plays, artillery, things like that, like they get stomped. Yeah. All right, I'm bringing some hydras for you guys so you guys can pick up those guns. Yep, absolutely. That is also very true. Yep, that's very true, Dorpheus. This is not a game for egos at all. You gotta be able to let that shit slide. Shoots and BMATs are good. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the relentlessness of partisans, yeah. Yeah, that's why I get bummed out when you hear like new players kind of being like, oh man, I did this and I died and people were mad, and like it's no, this game is you really can't have an ego no matter how good you are at video games. The good thing about Foxhole, this game humbles you really quick. No matter how good you are, you still get stomped by anybody. I mean, it doesn't matter. Literally, this game does not matter how good you are, how good your regiment is. If the enemy can be a complete group of newbies who only have a general understanding of stuff, but if they're bringing like a full complement of armor, artillery, infantry, and logistics and engineering to the front, and all you're bringing is your infantry and armor, you're gonna lose. Doesn't matter how good you are, how experienced you are, you're probably still gonna lose. Because that's the good thing about this game is like you really like you don't really find too many egoists at this game, because the game doesn't really suffer fools like that, because no matter how good you are, you're gonna be humbled at some point. It doesn't matter. Yeah, and this game doesn't rely on your PvP skills in order to be good. You know, being a good PvP player doesn't qualify you as a good Foxhole player at whatsoever. Like, no one will ever say just a person who solely does PvP, they'll never be like, oh, he's really good at Foxhole. Because that's not, like, being good at infantry is not relative to being good at Foxhole. Being good at Foxhole is being, like, the best team player, being a dude who, you know, supports, runs, like, all positions, is willing to take orders, willing to take the lead on stuff. You know, there's so many.
Whispers, very nice.
That's what we need.
That should help.
B-Mat's coming.
Nice. Alright, Hydras are what they needed, so... Yep, 100%, I agree. It's the player who's willing to drop what he's doing and doing what it takes to win. And it's not just being that infantry guy, it's the dude who's running shells to guns. It's the dude who notices that artillery's running low on pallets of ammo, and he basically stops what he's doing, and he gets a flatbed, and he runs to an ammo facility, gets that pallet, runs it back, and drops it off. It's the dude who, like, is feeding B-mats to tanks and a jeep. It's the guy who's, like, running medic when he's an infantry guy, but he notices no medics on the field, so he switches over. It's being able to fill different positions. That's really what is a good Foxhole player is the people who are willing to rotate out, being able to like, you know, swallow your pride and fill the position that may not be the sexiest or most fun position, but it's a position that's critical to victory. You know, those are the good groups. Those are the groups that matter, and those are the groups that have, you know, massive effect, either as a solo player, like, you know, one of the most like, well, you know, one player who's becoming, like, really well known as a great support player who everyone likes is Finnick. If you know who Finnick is, he's becoming pretty popular guy on the west side of the map. He runs nothing but fuel supply and repairs for tanks. He gets a vetted Stallone, which is the fuel tanker truck, and every war he just rides around and he fills his tanker truck up with fuel, and he just goes around and he keeps tanks in play. And he'll keep some B-mats on him. He'll repair stuff when it needs it, and he just runs back and forth. And all he's doing is just filling tanks all day long with fuel. And it's like, and it's one of those things. It's such a critical position, and you don't realize how useful it is until you're super low on fuel and thinking you have to go all the way back to a certain spot. And then that dude pulls up and tops you off and keeps you in the fight, and you're like, dude, I'm good to go. You know, like that's the kind of guy. Like, those are the kind of guys that get, like, they're hugely over in my book. I respect the hell out of those kind of guys. That's awesome. I like those dudes. I mean, some people really enjoy that though, Deuce. I mean, some people like Finnick, like, he likes doing that though. But I mean, like I said, it doesn't mean you have to grind that out for hours. But, you know, doing if you look at, like, a lot of the, like, I think we were talking about this last week a little bit on stream. Like, if you notice, a lot of the high-ranking people in the game run more support roles than they do anything else. You will occasionally see high-ranking guys, like, I'm talking about, like, you know, guys above Major General and above. You will notice that most of those high-ranking players are mostly running support roles, building, combat engineering, rallying troops, you know, for certain kinds of pushes on flanks. They're not the guys that are charging into the front line. You really don't see way too many, you know, high-ranking dudes just doing the infantry rotation of that. They're usually delivering supply, building stuff, running support for vehicles, running support for artillery. You know, like, they're running a more support role, because that becomes, honestly, for me, I've actually grown to really like this frontline supply. Like, especially when I don't have a lot of dudes on, I've really grown to like this frontline supply guy, because, you know, I can dictate. The cool thing about this is, like, all right, I brought Hydras up, right? And then you hear it. Everyone's like, grab Hydras, let's go. Because, like, that's what needed to be done. So, like, Pingu kind of explained this to me really, really well. And he's like, I can almost control a battlefield just by what I bring to the front. Because if I want them to use hydras right now and do more demolition work, which is what I want them to do, I want them to just start pushing out with demolition teams. So I bring the tools necessary to win the fight. I'll bring them hydras, and all of a sudden you hear them go, ooh, hydras. Then everyone in region chat's like, grab hydras, and I'm like, hell yeah, dude, that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted these guys to do that. So it's another way to kind of get control and give these guys the tools they need to win, right? And it's not just going to be bringing them shotguns and RPGs and and vehicles. It's going to be bringing them the actual tools necessary to break shit down. It's a BMAS situation. All right, I'm gonna bring. They're good on ammo, medical, uniforms, shirts. It's fine. I'm gonna bring up some more hydras just in case. Wow, we went through 100 boxes of hydras. Holy shit, Cuba, you got yeah, that's true too, Dilla. Just give him the running gun stuff. Yeah, you're right though. Why is my Jeep down? That's weird. Oh, that's weird when the car doesn't make sound. You made hydras, right? I'm tapped out on hydras here at Fairmore. Yeah, that silent bug bugs me. It does. Yeah, I always stop and get out because it throws me off. I need to I like the white noise of the. Alright, cool. And I feel pretty good. Yeah, we just burned through went through 100 crates in a day. That's pretty cool. That's good. That's a good thing. We're burning through our inventory. I love to see our inventory being depleted. We're actually running pretty low. We actually probably need to do a big run from Ash up to Fairmore and then bump some stuff from Fairmore to Prairie. Nice. Yeah, we'll definitely need some more hydras for sure. Bring up some more hydras for you guys at Lothair.
Cheers.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm on my way back. I'll grab it. Outer. Yeah, I'll bring some stuff up. Okay. Yeah, you don't really see it too much on the roads. You need to, though. You need more combat. You need more engineers in the game. I don't know, I wish you could find that group of guys that just likes being engineers and just, clearing the roads of puddles, building bridges, building, frontline bases, just like traveling around the maps and just doing like that kind. I don't know. I wish you could. What they need to do, they need to make what I think the biggest thing that stops a lot of people from doing stuff is the lack of player identity in terms of the role you fill. I feel like if they were to give combat engineers a more dedicated vehicle and some more tools to use, I think you would see more engineers in the game. It would really be cool to have like a CB's style, regiment that basically focuses on clearing roads, building bridges, temporary bridges, permanent bridges, building, fob bases, laying down wire and sandbags at bases that need it, just running maintenance on stuff, and that's their deal. Like that's what they like to do, That'd be super cool to see that, yeah. Yep. Even a truck, even like a proper truck would be nice.
Chamberlain,
Hey.
do you have any stockpiles in here?
I've
Prairie.
I've got a stockpile in Prairie, a small one,
Do
and
you have any mammons?
Mammons I don't. I've got Hydras. I'm bringing Hydras right now. I've been bringing
Yeah.
Hydras up.
Yeah, I got you.
My bad.
Oh shit.
Sorry.
Both of us clicking the same. All good.
Sorry.
It's all good. I hope to soon get out of captain. I'm 3 commands away.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I actually think I'm 3 commands away.
Oh, you might get it right here then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, dude, that's such an easy thing to copy too. I mean, like, Siege Camp could just look at the CBs and be like, oh, I want to do that. Like, that's what I want engineers to be like. I wish they had more platforms for building. I wish you could build like pontoon bridges and temporary bridges. Like, I have a whole thing on bridges. I think this should be done. Use those Hydras, boys.
Fuck, my truck is...
Oof. Yeesh. That was a close one. I took some damage. My Jeep took some damage.
Are they holding on up there?
Yeah, they're holding.
No. Okay, kind of.
Yeah, they're at the bunker right now. Looks like they're at the encampment. Something's pushing it right now. Some Vic is.
Well, I'm helping the fat guys. I dropped off 5k HE and then
Nice.
I'm running more sulfur for more HE and getting them gravel and then balloting the 120s to move up to Big Iron tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brockless. How did I kill him? Did he jump out of his vehicle as we pass each other? Oh, he was getting out to say wave to me. I was wondering how I blasted him. What is going on? Oh. Woodbind is not looking so bueno.
Chamberlain, what you been up to?
I've been running supply up to there.
This is your lane?
Yep.
Oh, you with soul in this lane. Good luck.
Yeah.
But we're like
Oh shit,
not
man.
so active this way.
Sorry.
Oh,
No, all good. Sorry, I had to repair something. Just so I noticed something was damaged. Just noticed something was damaged. And ran out. Well, the other guy had 2 in the first. That was my mistake. I was just trying to. No, not decay. Definitely not decay. Got 2,000. I jumped like 5,000 M subs in here last night. Probably burning. Probably tried to set it on fire. Okay. All right. Yeah, shit. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff I try to do. So when you have a lot of dudes on, this is the kind of stuff you do. This is what I like to do. I just make sure stuff is maintained and now probably try. I bet you they tried to set it on fire. That's what I'm assuming. Thankfully, it's raining, so that keeps people away. Yeah, they've been trying to poke down here for a minute. I haven't seen any Vestas yet. Funny enough, Wardens have been using their little guy, whatever their little flame armored car thing. I mean, we use the Vulcans a lot. I love the Vulcan. Oh, thank you, Outer. Thank you. I'll be down there in a minute, just repairing this piece out.
Did they Cutler gang?
I don't know. So, it kind of freaked me out. I was like, is there a dude running up on me right now? Cheers again. It's gotta be almost built up. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's almost done. Hmm. There we go. Do a quick lap around this thing. Quick search for listening kits. Oh god, I'm out of fuel. Stupid. I probably should have been paying attention to that. Huh. Damn it. Oh, bro, I'm gonna have to run. Where? Oh, I bet you there's some fuel up here. Yeah, flame tank gets very situational. Oh, please have some fuel. Hell yeah. We are good. Yeah, there's a lot more on the armored cars. Like I said, they need to come out in the late tier tech in order to keep the tech tree kind of going. That way it never really kind of stops. They need to start coming out with second generation of variants of armored cars and tanks. So you know how like first generations are like not very, like the for instance, like the Panzer 1. The difference between the Panzer 1 to like the Panzer 3, is a pretty big difference, and that'd be kind of cool if they did the same thing with like armored cars in the early game are, can be upgraded to like basically a tier, it can be you can basically upgrade it at a station to a second generation or a third generation armored car, which is like stronger, faster, with a better armament on it. So that way you still give armored cars a place in the late game still. I think that'd be pretty cool. Ground to water Vix would be nice too, yeah. Definitely more APCs. That would be very nice. Alright, I gotta... What else we got going on? All right. Yep. I would like to see a faster armored car for late game would be nice. Off-road. I would like to see more reconnaissance vehicles too. We don't have enough reconnaissance vehicles or scout cars. Like scout cars were such an important part of the front, and you just really don't have them. Like you have a Jeep, and the armored cars, I wouldn't qualify them as scout cars. I guess a scout tank would be literally a scout tank, but it's not really used that way. It's more or less used as, I mean, I guess kind of. I don't know, like, my idea about intel in the game is that I think intelligence is too easy to obtain and too passive. You can just build a tower and walk away and just let it gather intel for you, and it just monitors everything. And I really hope if they open the map up to be a good size. I really hope
there's sleeper bunker and mud hole.
They do.
Yeah, I'm taking it out of the limit.
Oh, nice. I see you guys. Get that bunker down too, right there at the bridge. You have a vehicle at that bridge right now. I don't know what it is, but at the bunker. Looks like you guys are rushing it right now. Well, they killed whatever it was. There's a bunker core right across the bridge. It looks like it has no AI. Looks like you guys can kill it. Is that where their artillery was too?
I think so. Check. Might be. Copy.
Holding there. Holy shit, what is that? Damn, dude. That's nuts. Pushing completely out of Deadlands. That's nice to see. Treasury is holding. My god, they're just feeding. They just keep feeding that stupid frigate, and no one's coming in to kill it. It's just this. It's the same thing. I guarantee you, it's calf, and they're just getting unlimited crates of whatever they want, and they're just running crates and crates and crates to that frigate, and these guys at Woodbine are not understanding that it's just never gonna stop. Like they'll shell for hours if no one counters them. Oh, I'm gonna take some of this stuff. Made your first train, 6K hours. Nice. That's awesome. Some of this. I'm gonna fill up my bunker there, that little bridge bunker I have. Trains are fun. Yep. They're a good time. Did it again. There we go. Doing the no sound thing. It's weird. All right. Let's bring this over.
Yeah, dehusking it.
Nice. Yep. Good deal. You guys good on hydras and all that?
We could also use some acne vest if you got some.
Yeah, I address pretty good.
Look there.
A7.
Give me more Ignifus. You got more. Yep. Yeah, Hoplight's the shit. I love it. Plus the towing capability is nice too. Yeah, I really think like I said, I have a feeling that a lot is going to change with airplanes. I feel like they're going to change a lot of stuff because I feel like they're going to start increasing inventory slots because the distance to travel is about to get significantly higher. So you're going to need to bring, in order to incentivize Logiman to do the drives, the longer drives, they're going to need to be able to carry more gear. So yeah, that's going to be something that's, I mean, it's going to be a hell of a drive, man. You imagine at some point in the future, I mean, you're going to be driving all the way from the capital down here, you know what I mean, and possibly driving, like, say, a Linda Mercy. Like, that is a hell of a drive, you know. Like, this is a, even going from the far east over here, like, say, from this point all the way over to, like, this point, or, like, way over here, like, down this, I mean, damn, yeah, that's a drive, dude. It's gonna take a minute. So yeah, we'll have significantly more players. Yeah, I mean, the devs have already stated that that's the final vision for the map. The map will be that big. So, but I mean, we're about to triple our player base. We're gonna triple our player base with airplanes easily. Yeah, exactly. Well, flying will be a thing too. Plus ships. They'll have freighter ships by then too. So they'll probably increase. They're probably going to increase. They'll be giving us freighters and oil tankers, and they're probably going to increase the amount of train carts that you can move. So, yeah. Yeah, well, you're gonna have to do what you're gonna have to do. Let's like trains. Trains will be like the main way to move stuff inland. It'll be trains. In the water, it'll be freighters. So instead of iron ships, they're gonna have big ass freighter ships. They've said this too. They're gonna have oil tankers and freighters for logistics in the future. So I feel like that's gonna come with airplanes because you're gonna need to move a lot of fuel and a lot of gear to make planes work. So I have a feeling they're gonna get those. They're gonna get those up. But when you want to move like a ton of gear from the back line to say like the front, if it's like say Saltbrook, you're probably going to have like some sort of a seaport over here. So you'll probably just, if there's like an MPF town, this is the colonial capital right here. It's called Demokritos. You'll probably have a train line. You bring stuff here, you load it onto an iron those big freighter ship that can, instead of moving 5 shipping containers, it'll probably be able to move like 25 to 50, and then you ship that out, and then you bring it up in and around, and you drop it at Saltbrook, and then trucks, then from there trucks bring it to the front. So I think that's probably how, like, that's how logistics was done in Europe, in World War I and World War II. So that's probably how it's going to be done in this game too. They have a big vision for a huge ass map. So, and they've been planning that map out for 8 years now. They've had that map planned out. So, I mean, they haven't even shown us the colonial capital, the warden capital yet, but yet they talk about it a lot lately. So I have a feeling it's coming. But planes are going to make the world very, very small. So that'll also be interesting. Dude, I'm excited. I'm just excited for the open water, honestly. For me, for the map stuff, I'm excited for open water. I'm excited for actual oceans and not just bordered, somewhat kind of water. I'm really looking forward to like deep oceans, where you can like actually have like a proper, a proper task force on the water. That's going to be awesome. That's going to make like that naval battle they just did in the Fingers in Stilikin. Imagine having that shit happen on the regular out in the open water. Having task force hunt each other down. Oh man, it'd be so much fun. I hope no planes. They won't add. There's no point. I absolutely hope they do not add any form of intel gathering on the water. I want them to get rid of watchtowers as it is in the game. I hate watchtowers so much. I think you should only be observation bunkers, intel centers, radio backpacks, and obs towers. And I would get rid of watchtowers. The little 60 beam out watchtowers, I'd get rid of them if I had it my way. No, they didn't really have that. It'd be planes. Planes was the main way to recon the water. It was planes is how you did it. That's why you had like the Black Pit, which is where submarines could go and hunt and have no way to counter them except for destroyers. The British had to invent the destroyer in order to hard counter the German submarine because, it was so far out into the Atlantic that planes couldn't reach it. Planes couldn't travel that far out there. So planes need to be the main way to gather intel on the water, and you need to have dudes like people in planes are going to have to like LARP pretty much as scout pilots quite a bit because they're going to have to be constantly going on patrols to monitor the water. So, yep. Oh yeah, wouldn't they just light up, old watchtowers? Oh yeah, I remember that. Yep, I remember that. That'd be better. I wish they would go back to that. That'd be nice. All right, how are these guys doing? How's their shirt situation actually? Shirts, they're good. How are these guys doing? That's a new bunker. What's this one doing? Okay. I'm gonna bring these up to first coin. Yeah. Then you'd have to actually go scout it. I would like that. I wouldn't mind that coming back. That system was pretty decent actually. I completely forgot that that's just how towers used to be. I completely forgot about that. That would be cool though. Let's see how we're doing. And all right. Yeah, I don't like I don't like the storm cannon thing either. Yeah, I would get rid of that. I don't know. I just like the
shelling
I
stopped. We're building. They're building the area.
oh, we got their bunker down. Nice.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Their sleeper bunker.
Yeah, like scouts. I like the idea of scouts in the game. Like, yeah, like I said, like I was saying, you need more. Like, there's no scout. Scouting was such a huge part of. I mean, going back to the Romans, I mean, scouts were a huge part of a war band. You know, a war party. You needed people to look ahead before you assaulted an area. You needed to do the reconnaissance. In this game, you really don't need to do that. And in this game, because of the way that watchtowers operate, they're so cheap and easy to spam that there's no fog. There's barely any fog of war. Like if I open the map right now, and I look at Lynn of Mercy, there is barely a place where outside of the border, outside the decay zone. Like I'm not going to show you where every tower is, but basically there's just no towers like here, and that's about it. Everywhere else, like there's no way to make a play where you could ambush the enemy because they have an AI system passively monitoring every ounce, every acre of land out here, and that's just not how a war. That's just not how a battlefield is. The fog of war is very heavy in an actual battlefield, and so if I really wanted to take some armor and like say sneak up here and blitz, blitz like the base up here or something like that, you would have to I would have to send like 2 or 3 dudes out, knock out all the towers, but then like you show activity over here, so people are going to come out there and QRF it. And even if I were to roll vehicles through here, they would get seen immediately because people were just I don't know. I just like the idea of being able to do ambushes. My warden's turn. Yeah, I turned them red. Yeah. It's easier to see them on the map when it's green and blue. I mean, it's just much easier. So their stuff, their stuff shows up. I'll show you. So like, instead of blue, they show up as red. So it's much easier to see red dots and red squares than the green and blue is just a terrible contrast, especially when there's like a really, really big fight going on. So I changed it to red. Yeah, it's pretty convenient. It's an easy little map, easy little mod. I was thinking that too. I wouldn't mind that rat if it actually was like a sentry position. I would be fine with that. And even if people wanted to like put buoys in them, that's fine. I mean, people want to spend money and just set up hundreds of accounts to because what happens in the water, the same thing is that they take guys in radio backpacks and they just put them in the water to monitor for boat activity. I think they should start. I think you should only be able to tread water for 5 minutes. I think all characters after 5 minutes you drown. They need to get rid of the human buoy thing too. There's no reason why you should be able to swim indefinitely. All characters should drown after 5 minutes in the water. Yeah. Yeah, I hate the human buoys. It's such a cheesy mechanic. Just like setting an AI account in the water just to passively work as a tower to detect enemy ships moving. So it'd be nice if they drowned after 5 minutes. That'd be great. That'd be perfect. I think it's a great amount of time to be able to basically tread water. And you basically, the second you hit the water, you should be on a timer. That's an easy fix too. I feel like they could do that no problem. But I do like the idea of scouts. I do like that idea. That'd be a lot of fun. I would do some more scout work then, if it was actually useful. It'd be kind of cool is that what you could do to make scouting more useful is, you know how when you used to have when you were spotting as a rocket spotter for the old nuke system, you would have to sit there and push J. You have to wear a radio backpack and a pair of binoculars. This would be cool, and it would give a radio backpack team more use. Is that if you wear a radio backpack and you sit and crouch, or if you're standing still and not moving, and you hit J, you begin to transmit. You okay?
Yeah, something happened. I just see this. I
There,
suppose there was some partisan here.
there are crates here?
Not anymore, but I can see.
Oh, jumped the tankette here. What happened?
Now I'm just responding to
Yeah.
a call of partisan.
Yeah, there's a tankette right there. Just died. So what I think should happen if you want to do recon properly is that if you're standing still and you press J and you begin transmitting, when you use your binoculars, whatever you see with your binoculars, it works like almost like a mobile watchtower, and the distance that you can see, you report back to the live map. So like if I'm standing here, right, and I'm transmitting and I'm looking out 100 meters with the binoculars, whatever I can see for 5 minutes, for the whatever 2 or 3 minutes, I think it's like however long it takes for it to, like when you see something, when you spot something with a radio backpack, it like flashes on the screen and then it eventually fades over time. But I think that would be pretty cool. That if whatever you look at, it lights up for the few minutes that whatever you look at with the binoculars, and it works like basically like a mobile watchtower, and that way you would give radio backpack guys more of a role, because they can see, if they're like sitting there spotting and basically relaying information, be like, hey, I'm looking at this, and it shows on the live map intel screen. That way it works like a watchtower, but eventually fades over time because intel changes over time. But I think something like that would be kind of a cool, it would give more role of importance to the your radio man. I'm bringing this to the front. Okay. Now I can get my... Oh, I can go up by the heavy truck now. Damn, I forgot. Red. Pony. Slice. Weed. And whoever's in the area. While saying it's a super meta player, yeah. Yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool though. It's a couple cool.
I should say like I've literally been AFK for like the last couple of minutes, and then like I spawn and you commit me. This was funny.
Oh, good. I have a lot to give out, so.
I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah, Air's doing good, man. They're pushing right now. I think they're doing so. I think Air's doing artillery right now. Doing a good job. They're hanging in there. All right. There's
My
a
bullets are all over the place right now.
don't know why this is sitting out here. Middle of nowhere. That's weird. Yo, new players gotta learn. Never touch the fire. Never take the fire truck out of the town. Those are not passenger. No way. Oh shit, they don't have fortification here. When do we get mercy? When do we lose mercy to a tap op? Because damn, man. How do we not have fortification here? Mercies. We have concrete bunkers here, but no. Huh, that's strange. Very weird. Yeah, it's super weird. Tombs are getting built up pretty nice. It's good to see. I really hope that Deadlands push, so it's pushing anywhere but the latch. Saw another push happening at the latch again, and I was just like, ugh. When are they gonna learn? Let me see. Right now, they were. Whoa. Okay, so someone's doing something over there because all the bunkers are down. But no, most of them are pushing the latch again. But someone just went through and burned everything down there. You ever built one? I occasionally will dig them out. They used to be cooler. Foxholes used to be much cooler back in the day. My Jeep's not reservable? Damn, dude. Well, yeah, I'll just keep delivering with this thing for now. Don't want to lose my Jeep. Alright, so the guys there are good. Shit, they need more B-mats. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm just looking at the kind of looking at seeing what needs what where. I guess they're getting shelled there. BMS are good. Looking good at Claustra. Looking really good at Endless. Damn, dude. Oh, that fight looks fun. Endless looks wild. Taking that whole south part of the city again. Yeah, someone went through and burned down like everything at Crumbling Post and Sea Pass, and Crumbling Post and Crumbling whatever it's called, Crumbling Passage, Crumbling Post. Like everything got burned down. It looks like. So someone went through with a Vesta, which is the flame tank at. Dude, Endless looks like it's gonna have a breakthrough today. Yeah, 'cause it's not even high pop. It's not even Kali high pop yet, and we're already taking the whole southern part of the city. So that's actually really, really good because right now it's getting late in Europe, so they're about to have it's about to be a population shift in a minute. I'm gonna go get some more. I'm gonna go back to Heartlands and grab some more stuff. Well, let's see what our oh, is it? Okay. What holiday is it? Is it, oh, for Easter? Easter Friday, that's right. I wonder if does North America have work tomorrow? Like, is that a holiday? I wonder if it is in the States too. Not sure. Sorry, dude. Yeah, Easter's usually a nationally recognized holiday here, but I'm not sure if they do Friday or Monday off. I have to ask Kitty. I think she's planning on going into the office tomorrow, so I assume she doesn't have Friday off. Germany's Friday off. Nice. All right, I'm going to get some more stuff from Heartlands and bring some stuff up. What's up, Rudd? What's up, dude? Yeah. I'll have to ask her. All right. Oh, shit. Everybody turn in here and grab some shit out of the IAF thing. They have so much. Our facility guys have so much supply to pump out. I hate not to grab it. Man, this place is huge. At least for us, man. This is a good sized facility right here. Yeah. See, I don't know why. It's got CMATs in here. Oh, it's actually making them. Ooh. Oh, public places probably didn't have power. Takes 50 minutes to make. How many crates does it make?
About got popped, bro. People stealing from us.
Now I was just looking at the IAF, see what we had that I could bring up.
You're welcome, Chamberlain.
I
know what you're after.
Oh, they're cooking. It'll take looks like an hour or so.
Your queue fell off of them. Oh wait, that was Carlos. Never mind.
I'll bring up some. I'm gonna bring up some of these pop coats and raincoats up to Fairmore. Put them in public. I have a feeling it's gonna. I have a feeling it's gonna snow again, and it's gonna be a heavier snowstorm soon.
I'm gonna need you to put a ticket in for officer uniforms, please, kind sir.
I can do that.
I'm just messing with you.
It has its own dedicated power station. I think they have. I think the infantry arms factories literally have to have their own power station. They are very demanding, so I'm pretty sure that's how they set it up. Because those things are beast. This is the future of Foxhole right here for most manufacturing. I think these things are going to be how you produce most of your goods in the game is going to be the infantry arms factories. Like, you're going to be making most of stuff. I don't think you're going to have as many towns. I think you'll still have the MPFs in the back line. I don't think you'll have any more in the front. I think you'll have a couple. I think you'll get a couple towns. I think you'll get a couple towns here and there that will have factories, but that'll be for, for pushing. Like, they'll incentivize. That's a good one. Oh shit. In order to incentivize, because with a bigger map, they're gonna have to incentivize, because you won't be able to build every inch of the map, right? Because the map will be too big, which is gonna be a good thing. I want there to be dead zones in the map where it's just like towns and stuff that like doesn't really get a lot of action unless you occasionally have a skirmish there or something. I like the idea of open map where not everyone is there. I like the idea of having space. I think it'd be cool to have like a lot of open space where you don't necessarily have to build. You shouldn't have to build every single inch of this map. Kind of like how it is right now. So what they can do to encourage the map fights to be different each war is that instead of having a set number of factories and refineries kind of spread throughout, you just give like certain key points, certain key cities and towns will have like a big manufacturing center. Maybe they'll have like 4 or 5 factories and a refinery and a construction yard in that city. Like, say, Jig, imagine like if you have like this big ass map, right? You have this big ass map, but there's like almost next to no factories, very little refineries in the front. But then you go to like Jade Cove, and Jade Cove is like, say they remodel the city, and they put like in this part of the city, they put like 4 factories and a refinery and a construction yard and a garage. Like, you don't think that dudes will be fighting over that city? Like, in terms of like, we want that city, we have to take that city out. That's going to be a massive production hub, because it's a preset city with a factory town. Plus, it'll give planes more of a target to hit too. You'll want to bomb that city to the ground because it has so much manufacturing capability that you'll want to bomb it. Yeah, a little bit. Well, because like there's gonna be a trade-off. Like, most of the player base is gonna be making stuff themselves, but you will have a couple towns here and there that will have like massive factory capabilities, and that's how you incentivize players to play in those things. Plans, you gotta check out train yards too. Yeah, train yards, man. Oof. Won't be a civil war, because I don't think you'll have a civil war over those cities, because you're gonna have so much manufacturing capability that and like I said, you're gonna be able to make all the gear yourself, like, in-house with facilities. So you won't necessarily have to fight for the factories per se. If you're working with another group that is producing stuff, then you're fine. But for a frontline city that has like a ton of manufacturing capability, the wardens or the collies may want to hold on to that town because that might be a good place to push up. Well, that's the diplomacy of the game. That's what happens. I mean, that's part of the game. I mean, if you look at how the generals were running stuff in World War II, Montgomery, Field Marshal Montgomery and General Omar Bradley hated each other. Couldn't agree on anything. Would constantly try to constantly trying to fuck each other over, trying to politic each other out of a job. You know what I mean? That's part of this game. That's part of the difficulty of this game is that communication is key. And if you communicate and you work together, the side that does it the best is going to win. So, you sometimes you just gotta get along just for the sake of getting along. Not necessarily easy to do. I mean, it's easier said than done, but I guess I'm just gonna throw this in public. Whatever. Oh, I got mud on this thing.
Nice, buddy.
Oh, here we go. Thank God. Yeah, that's like I said, that if now it needs to be repaired. Oh, not one thing, it's another. Yep. Much. Oh, petrol. Nice. Got Warden Vic out near Mercy's. Okay. Yeah, me too. I like that it's a challenge in the game. It makes for a much more interesting gameplay. You really do got to coordinate with people and talk. All right, I gotta get some 68 ammo. I'm gonna get some 68 ammo and bring up these push guns. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, and like that thing in this game too. There's gonna be a lot of people you don't like, but you got to work with them. At the end of the day, you'll run into people you can't like stand or tolerate or hate the sound of their voice, so they just annoy you for one reason or another. But usually, at some point in the game, you're gonna end up sharing a foxhole with that person, and dragging that person's, like carrying that person back to a medic, or having them save your life, things like that. So that's kind of also like one of the charm of this game is the interactions that you're kind of forced into. I think that makes for a pretty cool game. Pretty sure I saw a healthy amount of 68 back there, so. Hey, Wally. What's going on, dude? There we go. Oh, been living in a truck today, man. And there's no one really on too, so there's like not much else to do. Front's going good. Holding them. Pushing back into Ulster right now. Held better than yesterday. At the moment, we are holding pretty good. Pushing Ulster, held off a pretty big attack on Lothair. Nod tried to make a play for there. They got bounced out again. So sorry, I was just calling out a Q rep. I just saw a bunch of Vics trying to flank Osterwall and Marvin from the east. If any of you guys are out in Marvin, go to Osterwall. I don't know what's happening over there, but oh, how's Saltbrook, dude? Saltbrook was doing really, really good earlier. Is there any way for me to get over? I don't think I can get a truck in there, though. I've been keeping an eye on Saltbrook. Saltbrook was looking awesome earlier. Yeah, we're still in there. Nice, 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 nice. Warden's just... Sorry, Saw. Warden's just wiping, Woodbind. Gus. No, where's the other one? Can I get close enough to this one? No. Oh, maybe I can... I gotta move this crane, I'd be okay. Okay, there we go. Woodbind is definitely not safe. Woodbind is dead. Basically, looks like a Warden frigate went in there, did whatever they wanted, no one countered it, and so they demolished Woodbind. Infantry factory munitions. Boom, there we go. Nice. This will be handy. I should set an order here too for more 68, I guess. Yes, I'm gonna take a bunch of 68 out of here, so. Oh. Yeah, Woodbine looks rough. Yeah, there's a warden frigate just lampooned it. Yeah, you don't see nearly as much. Fortunately, you're not seeing a whole lot. I'm not seeing a whole lot of dry docks either. So, all these guys who build on the coastlines, man, I'm praying for you dudes. I really hope any one of you who built within a beach have a ton of self-manned artillery ready to go, because if you do not, you will lose all your shit relatively easily, and there will not be much you can do about it. Yeah, they husked every artillery corps. The group that built there basically what looked like what happened is that the group that built there was a new regiment from Charlie, and they did not put any sort of they didn't put any artillery, any howitzers around their cores. So yeah, we can walk to the gym. I mean, I do it, but you know, I go nuts. I go nuts on the coastal defenses. You know, you gotta go extra. Like if you're gonna build anywhere near a coastline, you better have a hell of a lot of artillery defense and a lot of howitzers pointed, you know, every which way that you think a boat would try to push it. You know. Yeah, but I mean, they had howitzers out there, but that should have been day one. Yeah, I mean, we're in what day of the war is it right now? I'll tell you right now. We are in day 8. Yeah, I mean, howitzers can go up at day 5, day 6. If you're building anywhere near the water, I can't stress this enough. You have to have howitzers up within the first 5 days. Otherwise, do not build near the water. Just don't do it. You're only gonna end. It's only gonna end in frustration for you. And I'm speaking from experience. Never build near the water unless you 100% can guarantee get howitzers up by day 5, day 6. Otherwise, do not do it. You know, you can't slack on that. You cannot miss. Even a 2 to 3 hour window of teching on your base, missing it will cost you. Oh, I mean, no, I mean, honestly, it really depends on the. Honestly, JMock, it really depends on the crew. It's completely an experience thing. I mean. We you know, Horde, we tend to focus pretty heavy on the subs. We have really good crew for our subs. We have a good crew for our destroyers. The only time we ever lose our stuff, only time we ever lose our large ships is when we're outnumbered. That's it. Other than that, if it's 1-on-1, we pretty much always win the exchange. But when it gets to 2-on-1, it's the numbers game. You're always gonna lose that fight, but I mean, dude, we were running roughshod. I love the Kali sub. Kali sub's so much fun. Dude, that gun's incredible. Like I would never trade our sub for the Warden sub. Not for anything. Our sub is actually useful outside of just sinking ships. It can actually use artillery to assault coastlines, facilities. It can finish off other ships that are damaged. With the artillery piece, it's awesome. Yeah, the destroyer is. I mean, in my opinion, the destroyer is better. Has a better. It has more HP. It has better. And it has. I think it maneuvers better than the Warden frigate. I mean, I like the Collier Destroyer. Collier Destroyer is solid, and I think it's a better sub hunter too. It's much better at hunting submarines than the Warden frigate is. Warden frigate has a huge Achilles heel with the with the spotting, with the sonar position being in the front, in the bow, the lower deck of the bow. You put a hole anywhere in the front of the ship, and you can't use sonar anymore. You know, that's a huge detriment. I mean, we do have better tools. I mean, like I said, all the tools in this game are relatively, for an asymmetrical game, it's relatively within an acceptable range of what people would call balance. Because if you look at the win-loss record, yes, the Wardens are up by about 5 or 6 wars, but they're only up because of population. They tend to have more players consistently every war. So it's always going to be proven in a war game that, you know, numbers win wars. So
I'm sorry.
all right, I'm gonna bring. Oh, did someone already grab both? Oh, someone already grabbed the Oh, someone grabbed the push guns. Okay. All right. Well. Oh yeah. Guys going after him. All right. I'm gonna put this away. I actually have to go to mud. Oh, you gotta go to the gym. Kitty wants to walk to the gym today, so it's a little bit of a ride. It's like a 5-mile walk. So I am going to do that. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go to the gym a little early today. I will be on for streaming tonight at my normal schedule. So 9:30 tonight. So in about 4 hours or so, I'll be back on for my nightly stream. Hopefully, we'll be fighting on the front today. So I was just doing like Logi and stuff today, just because no one was on really. So everyone was doing facility or base maintenance. So ran a few trucks and tried to keep left there from falling into the wrong hands. So I'll be on in a few hours to help push them back out. So hopefully hopefully tonight we can get him back out of Lynn again and push again, do some more pushing into maybe into Fading Lights or something. That'd be nice if we can actually, we knocked all that concrete down yesterday. So we're making subs. We're gonna make a submarine this war. Yep. Already saving up the red metals. So we've been putting them away all since they started teching. So we'll have a submarine at some point. So do some hunting. We're gonna do some hunting. We just gotta find out when and where we can get it made. Oh, I got these guys down here. Okay, cool. Yeah. Fade out. Hopefully fade out. Yeah. Subs and Navy SEAL up. Hopefully, man. I hope so. That'd be nice. All right, so I'm just gonna AFK my little dude down here and here. But all right, guys, I'm gonna find someone to raid for the time being. Who is playing Foxhole? Is there anybody else playing Foxhole that I want to raid?
Yourself, Chamberlain.
Yeah. Dury's on? Dury's streaming? Did he just start? I'd raid Dury. He's doing press corps right now, but there he is. Okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna send you guys over to Dury. My dude. Yeah, I'm gonna get Dury. Good guy. Another really good dude. All right, guys. I will see you all in a few hours, and we'll get moving. So thank you again for hanging out. Appreciate it. Have a good afternoon and a good night. And thank you for all you watching on YouTube. Thank you. Much appreciated, guys. I'll be back on streaming on here as well.